Before we get started with the panel, I would like to introduce our Professor of Sociology and Public Policy, Dr. Bruce Link, who will be providing some opening remarks. Dr. Link, you may start sharing your screen. And for our attendees, please have your microphones muted for the presentation portion of the keynote speech. We will open up a Q&A session afterwards where you may unmute and ask questions. All right, go ahead, Dr. Link.
Great, well, can you all hear me? I guess so. I'll assume that. So it's great to be here, and I want to thank the alumni for coming back and spending this time with current students. And it's great to see people from different disciplines here. This is going to be a kind of an unapologetic case for sociology. So those of you who are from other disciplines, bear with me. We could make the case for your discipline too. And also I'll say to start out with that, you could invite someone different and you'd hear a very different story. That I find sociology so valuable because it helps us conceptualize and illuminate across us-them divides. And our country at this time, us-them divides. But generally by race, by class, by gender, by sexual orientation, by immigrant status, and then many, many others.
I hope graduation or post-grad life is treating you well. So as a recent grad, especially during the pandemic, how did you prepare yourself for your career after graduation? What advice do you have for the fourth years or fifth years who are graduating this coming year?
So actually early on at the beginning of spring quarter, I started thinking about what I'm going to do after graduation. So I actually started job hunting then. So what I did, I created a spreadsheet to help organize all the jobs I've applied to with the information I needed, the pay and everything, and then my interview dates. So that really helped me organize and kind of narrow down to what I really wanted to do after postgrad. It gave me the opportunity to get more opportunities because I started so early. So you can kind of pick and choose where you're gonna land, so you can have more control over that instead of like, oh, you graduated, oh, I'm gonna start hunting and get the first job you pick. That's not really ideal. So I like to prepare and start early and give myself that opportunity. I guess advice for people graduating this year is that be open to change. Being in college, you have pretty much a set schedule that you follow. So when you're moving out, you're either going to be with your parents or on your own. So it's a huge change and transition. So be prepared for that and be open. Also, just keep striving, keep moving forward, keep pushing yourself, and don't let anything that gets in your way to stop you.
You mentioned soccer was a big driving force in your decision to start your nonprofit. Were there other mentorship, research, or internships that also helped you guide you to where you are today?
It definitely did. Like I mentioned, I'm a first generation low-income Latino student. I was born and raised in a low-income community where not a lot of folks pursue higher education, right? So for me, getting connected to programs, doing research with the School of Education department, I did the dean of the School of Education, my mentor, Dr. Rodriguez, involved me within the Sociology department. I did UCDC, so I went in DC and I interned there. And I was out there for 6 months, came back. I did UCCS, so I interned in Sacramento for the California Department of Education. And then I applied for undergraduate research fellow, something like that. And I got a grant to do research. So I think all those things prepared me to where I am today. And what I would encourage y'all to do is just to think with, start with the end goal in mind and then work backwards. What steps can you do to get you there?
So for sociology majors, I think as an undergrad, I think sociology is such an impactful way to get your first degree and understand very different elements, different programs, different potential careers. And the reason why I chose to pursue a master's degree in counseling was because after getting my degree in 2013 and started working, I kind of found my niche, like the focus of what I really wanted to do. I tried, different internships, different jobs, different environments, and I kind of just like pursuing your passions and everything you like, even though it might not be like your current dream job. You're always working and getting better to accept anything that comes your way. And the opportunity came where I was able to get a scholarship and get support from my full-time job to focus on a master's degree. So I went and did it. I fell in love with education. I fell in love with counseling and therapy, and what that element has to offer for a lot of our students.
So just getting involved and taking on leadership roles, I always like to start by emphasizing that is different for everyone depending on what you want to pursue. Some of the roles I had while at UCR, I worked. I had a work study job with the libraries all 4 years. I did independent research one summer. There's a lot of things out there. If there are certain organizations or businesses you want to work for, find their HR point of contact, email them your resume, say, hey, like these are my skills, these are the opportunities I'm looking for, and I am willing to, do work or whatever, or even like interview employees or something, just so you can get a feel of what they do. The Career Center, I know a lot of things are now virtual. They do have a lot of opportunities there too. So yeah, just getting involved, staying persistent, taking an active role in searching for those jobs or leadership roles or internships, and just reaching out to companies. Yeah.
As a respite care provider, it was just kind of a referral. I was just looking for a part-time job while I took prerequisite courses to go into my graduate school. So I needed science prerequisites. So actually, one really interesting thing that happened with the respite care, it seems it's actually, you can get this job without a degree. You can just be taking care of children with autism. They're awesome. But it seems it's not, to me, being a respite care provider, it wasn't just a job. After a couple months, I was like, wait, this child is getting physical therapy. This child is getting behavioral therapy.
So we do see vulnerable families every day. We're a nonprofit. We help kids that are in foster care. We provide mental health services. We also have 28 boys who live on one of our main campuses. We also have a program where we help homeless adults. I don't directly work with the clients. I'm more on the admin side of things. So I just read reports. I learn about the families through our meetings. And I think my degree in sociology from UCR has helped me understand the different dynamics that families have depending on their culture, socioeconomic background, and environment. And I've also learned how to empathize with others, since I understand we all have a different story and we all grew up differently. I will add that in my previous job, I was a case manager for Child Abuse Prevention Council for Riverside County. So I did work directly with the families. And once again, that is, when you're working in child abuse prevention, it's really hard. You hear all these stories that you don't even you never thought existed. So once again, my degree in sociology helped me empathize. I think that was the biggest piece.